Many school districts across the U.S. have lifted mask mandates and vaccine requirements, but as kids are heading back to the classroom, how normal will this school year be for students and their parents? Joining me on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline is Dr. Rita Brock, Senior Vice President and Director of the Shay Moral Injury Center at Volunteers of America. Good to have you with us, Doctor.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
So what is normal to most kids these days?
I think the new normal is going to be a lot more change and anxiety and chaos than when they left school at the beginning of the pandemic. Their favorite teacher may be gone. There may be a shortage of teachers. Some of their friends may be more anxious about things, and so that they may be more socially isolated. So I think there's going to be a lot of transition and upheaval as kids go back to school, even if they're really excited about going back.
Yeah, my daughter, who's just started, she's a junior in high school, and says she's the only one now wearing a mask in several of her classes. A lot of friends feel like there's nothing to worry about now, even though we've seen these new variants continue to spread. Is this going to be a balancing act? Is this going to be hard mentally for kids who feel like maybe they're being pressured by their peers to or not to wear masks?
Yeah, I think there's just going to be a lot of difficult emotions and anxieties circulating. It's inevitable when we've been through what we've been through.
What about parents who are trying to make the decision between sending kids back with a mask or not, or maybe allowing them back into group sports or activities like that? What's your recommendation there?
My recommendation is, first of all, to talk to their kids about how they feel about it, and don't try to talk them out of their feelings. Just listen and validate if they're anxious or upset, and then try to problem solve with them about what could we do to make it easier, and negotiate a process for them so they feel a little bit more in control of what's happening to them. And I think one of the best things parents can do for their kids and for themselves is to have regular mindful breathing sessions in their family every day. Maybe it's just before dinner, or it's in the evening, or just before people leave for school. It's just even 5 minutes of learning to do that deep breathing. We call it belly breathing, which is easier to remember. But it's just where you draw your breath far down in your diaphragm. And with little kids, you can have a contest who can get their belly to pooch out the most when they breathe in. And then the breathe out really slowly. And that slow breathe out is magical because it will calm stress in your body. And if you teach it to kids before they get into highly stressful situations, and they know that they can revert to belly breathing, it will really help them handle the stress and anxiety much better, and they'll feel better about being there.
Yeah, that is a good idea, and I know there are schools that are teaching things similar to that as well. Do you think that most kids now, after a couple, 3 years of this, have a grasp on how to adapt and realize what is normal today might not be normal this fall or in 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think that they're not stupid. They've been watching what's been going on, and I think they can sense things. But I think the other stress factor that's been there before COVID that has come back is the shootings in the schools and the drills on active shooters. There are people who've been studying this and think that it's not a good idea to take kids through those active shooter drills, especially the younger ones who can't tell the difference between the drill and the real thing, and will be really traumatized and upset by having to go through them. But it's the problem with them is that they do create a lot of more fear and tension around being in school, and they also most of the shooters have been from the school, so the shooters know where people will be hiding. They know these drills, so it's not clear that it's very preventative or safe for the kids. And then it just creates a level of fear and anxiety around school that you don't need, on top of all the controversies about what can be taught and not taught, which has also been a big issue during COVID. That the more you can lessen reasons for creating stress, the better. And the active shooter drills may just be a really bad idea. Teachers need them, of course, but not for the kids.